Welcome. Today we dive into the fascinating world of neuroaesthetics, the science of how art transforms our brains. Imagine a bridge connecting the beauty of art to the complexity of our minds. That's neuroaesthetics. It helps us understand how our brains perceive, interact with, and are influenced by art, going beyond the canvas to the very neurons that light up when we see a beautiful painting or hear a moving piece of music. Neuroaesthetics reveals how art can evoke emotions, stimulate creativity, and even alter the structure of our brains. It's a field where science meets aesthetics, where the brain's hardwiring intertwines with the ethereal beauty of art. From the neural circuits involved in aesthetic experience to the role art plays in therapy and rehabilitation, neuroaesthetics provides a captivating lens to view our interaction with the world. Join us as we explore the many ways in which art impacts our brains and shapes our experiences. Art is more than meets the eye. It activates complex neural circuits in our brains. When we encounter a beautiful painting or a striking sculpture, our brains light up like a fireworks display. This isn't just metaphorical. Researchers are studying the very real neural circuits and brain regions involved in aesthetic experiences. Imagine a symphony playing inside your mind, with each section representing different brain regions. The prefrontal cortex, for instance, is the conductor, playing a key role in decision-making and evaluation. Then the amygdala, our emotional center, reacts to the emotional content of the artwork. The insula, on the other hand, helps us resonate with the embodied emotions that art can evoke. These regions, along with others, interact in a dynamic dance, processing everything from the colors and shapes we see to the emotions they stir within us. So next time you admire a piece of art, remember, it's a whole brain experience. Ever wonder why art can stir such deep emotions within us? Well, it all comes down to the fascinating interplay between art and our brain's reward system. You see, when we engage with art, it has the power to activate specific brain regions linked to pleasure and reward, namely the orbitofrontal cortex and the nucleus accumbens. Whether it's a haunting melody, a stirring novel, or a captivating painting, these experiences can trigger a cascade of emotional responses. It's like our brain's way of saying, hey, this is something special. Art can make us feel joy, sadness, surprise, or even a sense of awe. It can provoke thoughts and memories, immersing us in a world of feelings and reflections. This is no mere passive consumption. It's an active, rewarding engagement that our brains crave. So next time you find yourself moved by a work of art, remember it's not just about aesthetics. Art, in essence, is a rewarding experience for our brains. Art has a unique ability to capture our attention and shape our perception. Imagine standing in front of a vibrant painting, your eyes darting from one corner to another, your mind trying to interpret the story behind the brushstrokes. This isn't just an aesthetic experience, it's a complex interplay between your visual attention and perception, masterfully modulated by the artwork in front of you. Different styles of art engage distinct neural pathways. An abstract painting might challenge your interpretive skills, activating certain areas of the brain. A photorealistic portrait, on the other hand, might engage a different set of neural circuits associated with recognition and identification. The very act of viewing art can influence how we perceive and interpret visual stimuli, making us see the world in new, unexpected ways. Art isn't just about beauty or emotion. It's a powerful tool that can reshape our visual perception and attention. Art truly alters the way we perceive the world around us. Art isn't just for admiration. It's a tool for learning and memory enhancement. Have you ever visited an art exhibit and found yourself recalling the details of the paintings days, even weeks later? That's because exposure to art activates brain regions involved in memory consolidation and cognitive processing. When we engage with art, we're not just passively observing. We're actively decoding symbols, interpreting meanings, and connecting with emotions. This process of active engagement helps to solidify our memories. It's like the difference between reading a text and discussing it. The latter requires more cognitive effort, leading to stronger memory formation. Moreover, art can also serve as a mnemonic device. Visual cues in artwork can trigger associations in our minds, helping us to recall information or concepts. For instance, a painting of a historical event can help us remember the details of that event more vividly. So the next time you find yourself in front of a canvas, remember this. Art and learning go hand in hand, each enhancing the other. Art isn't just about consumption, it's about creation and insight too. When we engage with art, we're not just passive observers. We become creators, innovators, problem solvers. Art provokes us to think outside the box, to question the status quo, to envision what could be. It's a stimulator for our creative thinking and problem-solving abilities. Just imagine a painter in front of a blank canvas, a sculptor with a raw block of stone, or a writer staring at an empty page. They all have to tap into their creativity, their insight, and their unique perspectives to transform nothing into something. And this process isn't limited to artists. We all have the capacity to be creative, to have insights, and art can be the spark that lights that fire within us. Neuroimaging studies have shown that when we're involved in artistic tasks, there's increased activity in the brain regions associated with creativity and insight. Art, in this sense, acts as a catalyst, transforming our brains, our thoughts, and ultimately our lives. Art is a catalyst for creativity and insight, activating unique brain regions. Art is a window into other minds, fostering empathy and perspective-taking. Imagine viewing a painting that conveys a profound sadness or listening to a melody that resonates with joy. These artistic expressions allow us to share in the emotional experiences of others, even if we haven't personally lived through them. This is where the magic of art lies, in its ability to foster empathy and understanding. But how does this work in our brains? Neuroscientific research gives us some clues. It suggests that when we engage with art, certain brain regions light up. These areas, including the anterior insula and the middle prefrontal cortex, are associated with empathy and theory of mind, our ability to understand and predict others' thoughts and feelings. So, when we immerse ourselves in art, we're not just appreciating beauty. We're also flexing our empathy muscles, stepping into the shoes of the artist and connecting with their experiences on a deep neurological level. Art allows us to walk in another's shoes, if only for a moment. Feeling stressed? Art might be the solution you're looking for. Now, this isn't just a feel-good statement. There's a whole realm of science backing it up. You see, art therapy and exposure to art have been linked to stress reduction and significant improvements in mental well-being. The simple act of viewing art can decrease cortisol levels. That's the hormone your body produces when you're stressed. And it doesn't stop there. Art also activates those parts of the brain associated with relaxation and positive emotions. You might be wondering, how does this happen? Well, the process is still a mystery that scientists are unraveling. But one thing is clear: when we engage with art, we're not just passing time or seeking entertainment. We're participating in a profound and healing experience that benefits our mental health. So the next time you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, why not turn to art? After all, art is not just for the soul, but for the mind as well. Art isn't just visual, it's a multi-sensory experience. As we delve into the world of art, we find ourselves immersed in a tapestry of sensory stimuli. Our eyes feast on colors and shapes. Our fingers trace the contours of sculptures, and our ears are serenaded by the melodious strains of music. Sometimes, art even entices our sense of smell or taste. This is what we call cross-modal integration. This sensory orchestra is conducted by our brains, which seamlessly weave together these various sensory threads into a cohesive aesthetic experience. Studies in the field of neuroaesthetics are shedding light on how our brain accomplishes this remarkable feat. They reveal a complex network of neural circuits working in harmony, processing and integrating information from different sensory channels. So the next time you find yourself moved by a piece of art, remember that it's not just your eyes at work. Your entire sensory system is engaged, creating a symphony of experiences that your brain masterfully orchestrates. Art is a symphony of sensory experiences, harmonized by the brain. Art doesn't just engage our brains, it changes them. The process of change is known as neuroplasticity. a concept that refers to the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. This transformative power isn't confined to the early years of life, but continues well into adulthood, always adapting, always learning. Exposure to art plays a significant role in this process. Whether it's the rhythmic patterns of a musical composition, the vibrant hues of a painting, or the emotional resonance of a film, art engages our brains in ways that stimulate these neuroplastic changes. Over time, consistent engagement with art forms like music or painting can lead to lasting structural and functional changes in the brain. The effect is akin to a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, each stroke revealing a bit more of the masterpiece within. In much the same way, art is a catalyst for brain change, sculpting our neural pathways. Art isn't just a pastime, it's a powerful tool in rehabilitation. Embracing the beauty of art is no longer confined to museums and galleries. It's making its way into clinical settings, transforming lives and minds. Art-based interventions are revolutionizing the field of rehabilitation, especially for those grappling with neurological disorders or brain injuries. Imagine a world where a paintbrush holds the power to enhance cognitive function, where a melody can guide a stroke patient to regain motor skills. This is the world of neuroaesthetics and rehabilitation. Studies are diving deep into this realm, exploring how engagement with art can stimulate neural plasticity, improve motor skills, and even facilitate emotional expression and communication. This approach is not just about recovery, it's about expressing oneself, making connections, and finding joy in creation. Art isn't merely a form of therapy, it unlocks a new way of experiencing life itself. Art heals, not just emotionally, but physically too.